Oh, it's going to be great. Comedian Sabastian Maniscalco is with us. He's got a new DVD, Aren't You Embarrassed? It hits the stores next week. And it's the highly anticipated follow-up to What's Wrong with People that came out in 2012. Funny observational humor. It's great to have you on the show, man.
Well, thanks for having me on. And I just actually got back from North Carolina, spending 6 days in the mountain up in Boone and Banner Elk, Linville area.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Nicest people on the planet.
You know, that's true. It's interesting up there. It's kind of a lot of holdover hippies and just people that just love to be free. It's just, it's a very cool vibe. I know what you're talking about. I agree with you.
Yeah, so back in, I'm performing in New Jersey this weekend, and the DVD comes out on Tuesday on Amazon.com. It's probably the best way to get it. And it's called Aren't You Embarrassed? And it's never a shortage of material watching the general public behave.
I know. It's observational humor, and I want to give people a little taste. I'm going to play a good-sized clip from when you were on with Seth Meyers recently.
Okay. Some of you might have been a house guest. Some of you might have had a house guest. I don't do either of it. People ask me all the time, stay with us. We got plenty of room. I ain't staying with you. You ever stay with people? It's weird. They put you in a weird room nobody uses. Single bed, Dora the Explorer sheets. Then they're gonna come in and tell you what's wrong with the room. You sleeping? Oh, what's the problem? When you flush the toilet, we ask you take the lid. What? When you shower, cold is hot, hot is cold. When you're done with the shower, we ask you squeegee. Squeegee? What? Why would I do that? I'm gonna get clean and now naked I gotta squeegee.
Oh man,
shower?
I've had to do that. I've lived through that. That's funny stuff.
What is that? I never understood the. Growing up, my father used to go in the bathroom literally with a hazmat suit on and clean out the tile with, I don't know what he was using. It was stuff that you couldn't even get at a normal store. You had to ship it in from Germany. And he would clean our shower once every 2 months, but to ask a guest to wipe it down, it's weird.
Oh, it's true. I mean, and I used to come home from college, and I remember my stepmom had all these rules, couldn't sit on the couch unless this was done, and I mean, it's just, it's go into a hotel room. By the way, there's more to that bit, that performance. I'm going to play the rest of it at the end of the segment here. It's interesting. You are one of those comedians that act out so well the characters in all your stories. And you really act it out, and that's really very well done.
Thank you. It's always been something that I grew up doing, trying to convey my message with either a facial expression or a hand movement. And it took a while. Well, it didn't take a while, but it took a lot for me to become very comfortable on stage expressing my message, not only through the words that I was using, but body language. And I noticed people really seem to gravitate towards the movement. It kind of keeps them on their toes because you never know kind of what I'm going to do next. And to be honest with you, sometimes I don't. So it keeps me interested as a performer, and it also keeps the audience interested just because it's something to look at.
And so easy to relate to. And you were talking about eating Jewish food.
Man, my wife. I married a Spanish Jew from Memphis, Tennessee, and totally different family upbringing. I come from an Italian Catholic family where food was such an abundance at my house. It's like every 3 feet you ran into something, and you were eating it. And I had a grandmother who lived in the basement just cranking out lasagna trays for no reason. And here I marry into a Jewish family, and to be quite honest with you, they got no food. I went to the Passover dinner. There's nothing on the table but reading material. And I go, what are we doing? She's like, oh, we're going to read for 4 hours. I'm like, 4 hours? I'm starving. As soon as I sit down, I need like veal.
Yeah.
So
the little rituals and things of that. Yeah, when you're hungry, man, when you're hungry, Italian food.
Oh, you can't beat it. And like I said, I grew up with such an abundance of it. Recently, I went to a 4th of July barbecue, and there was 12 people there, 12 burgers, 12 slices of tomato. It's like, what if I want another slice of tomato? Don't make me feel bad for taking somebody else's slice. You know, give me a variety.
Yeah. Hey, I wanted to ask you about Pat Cooper. I've had him on the show many times over the years. I have a pup. Are you all right? I have a little puppy here in my.
What happened? You roll over him?
I don't know what he did. He looks like he's all right. He just had a bad dream or something. But Pat Cooper, a great old time comedian. Not even you can't compare the two. But the one common thing is you talked about Italians.
Yeah. Growing up in the immigrant family and drawing material from where you grew up is kind of what I love to do. And yeah, he's a great comedian. Kind of. Just a really fun guy to watch, and really enjoy his stuff.
You might have seen, of course, Sebastian on all the late night shows. In fact, you were on with Leno. You did all these. I guess you did these little bits where you were a correspondent and you were grooming people at the airport and stuff. I think I saw 1 or 2 of those.
Yeah, when Jay Leno had his own show, it was the style correspondent. So what they had me do was go out to like a theater, a church, the airport, and just kind of pick people out of the crowd that were dressed like totally inappropriate for the occasion. I mean, we were at church, a guy come out in like camouflage shorts and flip-flops, and I'm like, I don't know, you have a mirror at home? This is the way you're worshiping? I mean, I don't know. When I went to church, I wore my Sunday's best, and people's Sunday's best apparently is beachwear.
And the other there's so many funny things from your act that I'd love people to hear a little bit of. And like I said, at the end, we're going to kind of put some of these clips in. But talking about selfies, selfie-obsessed generation. Elaborate on that.
You know what? It's so bad that I call it taking a lonely. I mean, how alone do you got to be to sit in your bathroom and crank out 843 photos of yourself? And now with the sticks, they call them selfie sticks. I call them lonely sticks. But I mean, to bring that out and start taking photos of you and your group, first of all, it would never fly with my buddies. If I brought a selfie stick out with my group I hang with, they wouldn't talk to me for at least 7.5 years. I mean, I don't get it, man. It's a generation that's so self-absorbed, and every time I see those sticks, I start to sweat.
Have you seen Periscope? Have you watched any of that?
You know what? I just signed up for Periscope just because, I got to start. I mean, it's like once I master one thing, I got to, like, something new comes out now. Now it's like live streaming video, and I mean, to communicate with the fans, it's great. But I mean, I got no time for this stuff, man.
I know. Everything you got to have. You do your Facebook page, your Twitter page, Instagram, everything on top of everything else that you're doing. It's a lot of extra work.
It's a lot of stuff to be on top of. But when it all comes down to it, it's all about the stand-up comedy and people coming out and having a good time and enjoying a night of laughter. And this new DVD, Aren't You Embarrassed, that's available July 14th up on Amazon, is not only has the stand-up on it, but it has a special feature where we brought cameras into a family friend dinner that I had at a pizzeria in Chicago before the show, and you kind of get a flavor of who I grew up with and my parents and my sister.
Oh, good. Your parents are in there? Good.
Oh, yeah. I think it's funnier than the actual stand-up. So, yeah.
No, your dad sounds cool. I mean, it reminds me of my dad. He would ask, how much did you pay for this?
Oh, yeah. Constantly asking prices, my father. To this day, he comes over and, what'd you pay for that? And you can't tell him the real price. You got to give him the parent price.
Yeah.
You got to knock about 95% off the price so your parents could, like, not have a heart attack. but he can't even take the parent price. I told him, I don't know, I think it was $400. He's like, $400? I can make this. And I'm like, what, you're going to make a Samsung TV on the weekends? Is that what you're doing out there?
Oh, man.
So, yeah, just fodder with the father is always funny.
Comment on, if you will, the comment that Jerry Seinfeld made. It's a hot topic in comedy now, and that's how politically correct that society's getting.
It's ridiculous. I mean, people can't even laugh anymore. Everybody's critiquing you, what you said, and you offended me, you offended this organization. I mean, it's just like, you know what? We're all out here to have a good time. We're poking fun. There's a something refreshing about just being able not only to laugh at yourself but other people. And people are really serious today, and I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know if it's a societal thing, if it's technology, or what's going on, but people got to loosen up and start enjoying life a little bit more and not be so damn worried about what people are saying.
It's interesting. You're writing a sitcom, or you're writing a show?
Yeah, we sold the show to NBC, and hopefully they'll greenlight it, and we'll make it a pilot. But the show is basically loosely based on my life, marrying into a Jewish family and having my wife be this kind of woman of positivity, and everybody, you know, she just loves everybody and everything and trusts everybody. And I come from an environment where, you know, I grew up with an immigrant father, not trusting anybody, and it's a good contrast of kind of family differences, and the characters are loosely based on people I actually know.
That's fun. Are you writing the part for yourself?
Yeah, I'll star in it, and then I'll have my father character and my wife's character, and some of the characters are her family members. So we'll see if I'm invited to family dinner after this thing comes out.
Man, oh man. Sebastian Maniscalco, and the new DVD out next week. It's the follow-up to What's Wrong with People, and it's called Aren't You Embarrassed?
Yeah.
How many times have you said that? Aren't you embarrassed? You go to his website, too, SebastianLive.com. And, of course, the link to all those time-intensive things like Facebook and everything else is all there. You're a funny guy, man. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being on the Allan Handelman Show, Sebastian.
I appreciate it. Enjoy your summer.
Thanks, man.
You got it.
Bye-bye.
I don't know. I stay at a hotel. I get a nice room key, put it in the door. But I don't even trust the hotel. I stay in a hotel, I put a do not disturb, and I leave it for the amount of time that I'm there. You think I'm dumb? They're gonna have the maid come in and steal everything that I got? Wash my glasses with some dirty panties? I'm good. Nobody's getting in my room. I take the dirty towels, I throw them in the hallway. I go down to the front desk, I need more towels. We have house, I know what you got, and I want to keep what I have. Now give me the towels. Yeah. I don't know, I just got no patience, I got a problem with people. Went to the movies last night. They gave me an empty cup. They give you an empty cup. Now you got to go fill up your Coca-Cola, right? Got behind a guy. You ever get behind a guy that's monopolizing the whole thing? I couldn't even get around him. He's sitting there. Like, God forbid, he just went with 63 ounces. He had to get his 64th ounce. Then he's tasting it like he's in Napa at a wine festival.